this video, I have Amy Brown with me, the CEO and founder of our company. And I'm going to do a little bit of a Q&A with her to answer the most common questions that we get asked by different people that reach out to us for services, whether that is a PI attorney, a chiropractor, or a physical therapist. One important thing to know about us is that we provide the names and addresses of people that have been in car accidents, but we also coach offices on how to implement our PI marketing strategy. So let's start. Let's have Amy Brown introduce herself really briefly, and then we'll dive in directly into the most common questions.
Perfect. I'm Annie Brown.
Yeah.
I'm the CEO and founder of Prospect Providers, where we do exactly what Mariany just said. We provide names and addresses of people that have been in car accidents to you, as well as we help you get them in. So we do have an exact way of doing that. I developed it 23 years ago when I was helping a chiropractor friend of mine. And it's been very successful back then, and we have not changed or altered any piece of it to date.
Good. Okay, so let's talk about that, Amy. One of the most common questions that we get is like, how do you know that you can legally, offer your services in my state? Let's say I'm in Arkansas or I'm in Ohio, right? Because we do get phone calls from different chiropractors across the United States. And that's one of the first questions, like, how do you know that you can legally help me in my area?
Good
So
question.
can you answer that for us?
Absolutely. I have an attorney that I have employed and worked with for about 7 years. He's done all of my legal research for almost every single state. So I have that answer for you.
Okay, good. So that answers that first question. That's one of the most common questions. And then the other one is, how do you acquire these crash reports? How do you go about that? Whether you are in Oregon, Arkansas, Ohio, how do you do that, Amy?
Yeah. So I have a service called Research and Establishment. Literally what it is we roll up our sleeves. We basically contact the surrounding police station, sheriff's department, and highway patrol offices around your office within about a 10, 15-mile radius, and handle them to supply the crash reports ongoing. That's in a nutshell, that's what it is.
Very good. So that answers that other common question. And then another question we get a lot is, how do you get the PIs to come into my office? Like, how does your program guarantee that I'm going to have car accident victims wanting to come to my office, right?
Sure. Well, we have an exact strategy. So once we have the crash reports, like I just talked about, the next step is there's an exact step-by-step sequence of how we do this. We have the mailing pieces that you're going to mail out, and that's its own strategy, is contacting car accident victims via the mail. Believe it or not, we do have a lot of people that come in and call and respond to just the mailing alone. However, we do a second touch to them by doing a phone call and following it up or flanking it with a phone call. And we have a very expert person who is doing calls that then schedules them as well to come into your office. So, and oftentimes she'll go through that and call them twice. So the whole goal is we're getting you, car accident victims into your door. So, and we do that via the mailing program as well as the follow-up phone calls.
What is the average, number of PI cases I can expect in my office if I implement your program?
Okay. If you happen to be in one of the lucky states that you can call the car accident victims, your average is going to be anywhere between 5 to 10 to 12 a month. And it'll fluctuate. 1 month it could be this, 1 month of that, 5 to 12. And then if you're in a state that you can't call, but you can mail, roughly about anywhere between 3 to 5 to 6 that will start care every month.
So that answers that. And then the other question that we get asked a lot is, why do you offer a PI marketing training? And sometimes, I've had chiropractors ask me, why is that necessary? Why is that important? So what would you say to that, Amy?
Well, there's a couple of aspects. I know most chiropractors can think with this idea, and I will tell you what that is. You have got you went ahead and purchased a marketing program and handed it off to your marketing staff, hoping that they're going to take the ball and run with it and keep it in and get it and do it. I would venture to guess that you will have experienced that did not take place that way. So I've seen that time and time and time again. So not only are we hand-holding you the entire time through training your staff that you pick in your office to do the mailing. So we're running them, we're managing them, not you. You have no clue what this program is. We do. So we will work with your staff on ensuring that they know exactly what they need to know about doing the mailing piece and getting it done and doing it the right way. But we also take that headache off of your face so that you can do what you do best, which is be a chiropractor and a business owner. So our job is to ensure that your staff are doing the mailings correctly. And then for our exclusive clients that we're doing calls for as well, we handle doing your phone calls for you, because that really is the hard one. As you probably know, someone who can do cold calls is not every person around. So it takes a very certain type of personality that can pick up the phone and cold call anybody. And we have that crew, we have that staff that do that here.
Yeah, and it's also great, a great combination I've seen, because not only do we train your staff, but then now your staff has somebody to communicate to directly with, our prospect providers, which is Juliana, our telemarketer. So it's a perfect team dynamic where you have the office doing the first marketing touch, then you have prospect providers doing the telemarketing. They're working hand in hand in coordination to make sure that people get scheduled, get seen, get signed up. It's like a whole marketing machine, correct?
That's right. Yeah. I mean, I've gone so far from doing this for 23 years and building my own internal team that we're able to help any chiropractor at any part of that where it might be broken down. I've had experiences where I've had chiropractors where we've gotten PIs in the door and the chiropractor hasn't been the best at closing or getting them to start care. We also help you with that. If that's a situation, we help you with that. We've had, I mean, every piece of this has been gone over. I've ran into everything you could possibly run into in 23 years. So our call-in-er doesn't just call through your list and just hope they answer the phone. No, she is in calling and getting the PIs to answer the phone and calling them a second time and ensuring that they're scheduled and text messaging them to remind them that their appointment's today at 2:00. And so we run a lot of control over ensuring that your car accident victims are getting into your doors, because that's really what you're trying to. I'm very aware of what you're paying for. You're paying for your ROI as your car accident victim arrives in the door.
So this now leads us to our last question for this video interview. And is this, what is the cost for an office to join our PI marketing program? And in answering this question, I want you to touch on the new premium services that we're offering.
Yeah, so great question, Mariany. Yeah, we have new premium services that we're offering. And I'm going to define what that means. It's a premium service because we have now offered not only our consulting, which is Mariany herself consulting your office, and ensuring that your staff know what to do to handle the mailing standardly, but we also now have an expert call-in-er calling and handling all the PIs directly for you, as well as it's exclusive, meaning we will not take another chiropractic office within a roughly 10-15 mile radius of your area, depending on where you're at. So just to define what that means, this is a service where we go above and beyond the level of basic customer service. We're actually extending beyond a basic service to include a more personalized and customized approach so that we are able to tailor make this personal injury line directly for your office, where all of our staff members' attentions are only geared on like each member's vectors, aligned direction of what we're trying to do is in an alignment with your office to get car accident victims around your office into your doors. So that's exactly what we do. And that's why it's a premium service, is we're there for your office only with all of our professional skills put forth towards getting car accident victims into your doors. That's it.
Thank you so much, Annie, for answering all these
Welcome.
common questions. I'm sure this is going to really open up their eyes to anybody who's watching this video of what we do, how do we work, how do we operate, what kind of level of service we can provide. So it's just a matter of like reaching out to us. There'll probably be a link or a button below this video. Feel free to reach back. We do offer a 15-minute discovery call where you can ask different questions. We'll also go over a few key questions to make sure that you have everything set up correctly in your office to succeed when you implement this program. That's very important to also know. We don't just take anybody. You have to have certain qualifications within your office and a certain, number of staff that can actually help implement this program, right? Because you do need a designated staff to run with total dedication and commitment to run this PI marketing program to make it succeed, right? We want you to have the revenue. We want your practice to thrive, but all of those elements or ingredients in the formula need to be in place in order for that to happen. And I think anybody can agree. So feel free to book your discovery call, and let's go from there. Let's help you get more car accident victims into your doors. Thank you, Annie.
You're welcome. Thank you.